Our next and final speaker tonight is another vet in the spirit of recognizing our vets and our entrepreneur vets tonight. His name is Mark Phelan. Good, that right? Good, cool. Mark is a 17-year vet. He was an Army officer. 17 years, roughly. That's what it says on your LinkedIn. I got it from LinkedIn. And he's going to be talking tonight about business optimization, tech and human integrations. Mark, let's introduce yourself. Round of applause for Mark, everybody.
All right, guys. Good evening. My name is Mark Phelan. I am the founder and CEO of Projection. We are a business optimization consulting company. It's a bunch of gobbledygook for we make businesses run better, specifically in the tech space. So we work with veteran not-for-profits, veteran startups, primarily because of the methodologies that we use. We look at their tech stack. We figure out what they're doing well and what they're not doing well. A lot of companies start with just kind of riff-raff tech, and so we help them get rid of that, help them identify what their goals are, and then what tech they're going to need to implement in order to reach that goal. And then, of course, training the team and hiring people. And so it's pretty holistic. It's pretty cool. Shout out to Tech Alley for having us here tonight. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. This is my second time at Tech Alley Henderson. This is super cool. Way more convenient. It's down the street from my house. This is awesome. Been going to Tech Alley downtown Las Vegas. Super cool crew there. And I'm addicted to Tech Alley. I definitely am. And then shout out to Dave Berlin and the Global Entrepreneurship Network, a.k.a. the Global Entrepreneurship team. So Dave, thanks for being a champion for entrepreneurs. Hands up if you're an entrepreneur. Awesome. So Dave Phelan told me to do that because it shows engagement in photos. All right. So tonight, let's see. Is it this way? Big button. Okay, cool. Business optimization regarding tech and human integrations. So shout out to Verenia, our marketing team lead. She put this slide deck together off of some scratch notes that I gave her. So I will also be referencing these with you. So what are we talking about exactly here? We're talking about some of the biggest problems that we have in organizations, which include the riffraff of technology that we use on a daily basis, the fact that we all have our preferences with the tech that we use. We inherit and we bring tech with us from previous organizations that is either terrible or is better than what that current organization is using. And we're all looking at tech from a solutions-based perspective to solve problems in the teams and in the organizations that we're looking at. This is probably one of the biggest, most complex, constantly evolving problems in an organization. It's the bane of most of our existences. Everyone has their favorite tech. They have the tech that they hate the most. There's a slew of technology that if you've ever been in the military, it's covered in dust. I don't understand how any of the technology in the military works at all whatsoever. It's incredibly archaic. We have GPSs that were built on 1960s technology that we're still trained on today. So, tech is tried and true, but there is a purpose and there is a need for implementing and iterating technology. And so the other half of that equation is the human portion, right? So your ability for your company or your team to integrate, iterate, develop custom technology, choose, what licenses you should go with, what tiers of a product you should go with, that is only as effective as a competency of your team. And so it's this double-edged sword where we're all inundated with technology, right? And we're basically chained to it at this point in life. And it's a double-edged sword in the fact that everyone here probably has their, the funnest app that they have on their phone and the app that they hate the most. Who here is a fan of their alarm app on their phone? Favorite app? Any favorite apps? Yeah. So, we all have our favorite apps, our most hated apps. But, even with the sort of user level with the cell phone, there's tech, there's apps, there's tools, and now, of course, there's AI features embedded in every portion of technology. What's the most ridiculous piece of hardware that you guys have seen AI claimed to be embedded in? Have you guys? Toaster. That's one of the big ones. Anybody seen the AI toothbrush? Yeah. Absurd. Absolutely absurd. So, I'm going to try to steer clear of AI in this presentation. It is prominent in what we do, and it is now an integrated part of tech stacking. It's kind of become a gimmick for a lot of companies, and we'll go into what that looks like in general and why we're going to try to stay clear of AI, but looking at tech stack from a holistic perspective, right? We're trying to look at the human integrations of tech stacking. So I'm going to go into why I'm even talking about this at all. So again, CEO and founder of Projection. So Projection is a veteran tech startup, been around for about 2 years. We primarily work with veteran organizations. And why do we start? We start because most projects look like this on the right. They are a disaster. And especially in projection, there's a lot of churn in the organization, right? And so there's a lot of handoff. My background is in construction project management, obviously 18 years in the military as an engineering, infantry, logistics, and an operations officer in the Army, the Reserves, the National Guard. So there's a lot of churn in the military too. Inherently in the military, they like to rotate people around every couple of years. And so I come from a background where there is churn. And so we have systems in place to try to account for that, to try to make up for that churn. And so going into construction project management, and then eventually e-commerce project process management, project engineering, and then post-COVID getting into IT, working my way up with all my cool guy skills from the military and construction, I was able to help synthesize down the processes that we use and create systems that make more sense, right? Who here's got some cool certification like Agile, Scrum? Yeah, Haas, I know you got probably all of them. I've seen most of your LinkedIns. I'm on LinkedIn. I live on LinkedIn. Everyone's got a couple of cool, icons or, what are they called? Badges. Okay, got cool guy badges on LinkedIn, right? So the problem with a lot of these different methodologies is that we're inherently teaching ourselves a set of vernacular in order to communicate better, but at the end of the day, now we're all using different terminology. And so at projection, we've had to kind of strip away a lot of that, and we use a different method. We've synthesized it down to cooking analogies. So we use a lot of cooking analogies like it's on order, prep table, back burner, front burner, pass, serve, because it doesn't matter wherever our team is from, whether they're international students in our graduate level internship program, or they're from the military, or they're from the tech industry, or they're from HR, or they're from marketing. It doesn't matter what certifications they have and what methodologies they use. We've created a culture in our company where we're able to all communicate around the projects and the technology that we're using. And that's one of the biggest differentiators in teams and companies is actually, what does your culture do for how you work? Tech is awesome. People are awesome. Tech with people, sometimes not awesome, sometimes awesome, right? But unless you can synthesize that collaboration, that key aspect of getting everyone to communicate effectively, getting everyone to use the same tools, the same methodologies, showing up to meetings on time. Somebody's got to take notes. Are you a fan of the AI note-taking tool? You are?
It depends on which one.
Shame on you. Okay.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
We used it in our call last time.
Okay, you use it. I didn't use it. I'm old school, baby. No, so we've got clients that they basically say no AI, no taking tools. That's their culture of their company because it's kind of annoying. And I didn't really know what they were talking about until we had 40 people using it, and then 5 of them don't show up, and then the note taker's like chiming in during the meeting, interrupting the meeting. And then you guys ever have that? And then it's like interrupting the meeting. Like, I'm currently taking notes. I'm like, you're not even here. And then the meeting's over, and then you get all these emails with all these like random notes and everything. I think I did get your email. Did it? Yeah. That was actually a cool one. That was a good one. You got good taste. You got good taste in AI. Good job. All right. So optimization triangle: human, processes, and tech. So processes, that goes back to culture essentially, right? So what are the agreed terms that we have decided on how we're going to meet at a human level and how we're going to integrate and collaborate at a technical level. And so you can throw as much tech as you want at a problem, right? I mean, money solves a lot of problems, tech solves a lot of problems, but in some instances, the more technology you throw at it, the more AI, aka, right? The more AI you throw at a problem, you're just going to complicate that problem more, and you're going to essentially add additional layers between yourself, the human element, and whatever that solution is. And so it can kind of distract you and stretch out that iteration of actually getting to the solution. And the real key here is the human element. And this is where training, communication, problem solving, and having effective meetings comes in, where you're able to sit down with your team, not using AI tools to generate every single agenda that you're using, or not using AI tools to take every single set of notes inside your meetings, but you're really able to connect with people in the meeting. And that's what we focus on in projection, is the connection aspect. We leverage technology to remove as much tech as possible that's separating us and our team members, so that we can communicate better, we can collaborate better, and we can make as much iterative progress as possible on the projects and solutions that we're creating. And that all comes with having these effective processes. Okay, AI is overwhelming, right? It's complicated. It's going to replace humans, cost too much. The team's not going to adapt to it. I hope they do. And then you need engineers. So super cool. Replace AI with, let's say, social media, right? So you're a business. You run a business. It's, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. Social media is too complicated. It's going to replace humans, right? We're going to have to fire all of our, I don't know, our marketing team. It's going to cost too much. The team's not going to adapt to social media. And you need some sort of crazy fancy engineers. Yeah, okay. But we got over that. Let's see, replace AI with, I don't know, smartphones. Replace it with computers. Replace it with everything else. So the AI isn't really the main element here. What we're looking at is this adoption and this adaptation phase that we're going to have to go through. And then what I'm super excited about is what's coming after AI. I don't know what it is. I haven't looked into it. I haven't asked ChatGPT yet. But there's got to be something after AI and after AGI, right? There's going to be this new wave of technology, and we're going to be right back to square one. And we're going to be like, this is going to replace all of our AI tools. Now what are we going to do, right? I mean, so this is not going to go away. A lot of these are misconceptions, right? Just because it's cold outside doesn't mean that global warming is, plummeting us back into a freezing existence. Things happen in cycles. Things happen in iterations. And so being able to zoom out, look at things from a holistic perspective, not only from the human element, but also from a technological element, allows you to just chill out, okay? It's all going to work out. And we're all going to come out, we're all going to come out of this better, ideally. Okay, practical AI automation scales. Okay, this is actually a good one. So start small. So this goes back to the pitch that Alex and I did with AWS last week with the Small Business Development Center. Shout out to all of them. Congrats, Alex, on walking away with the prize there. So looking at implementing things, you should start as small as possible. So most people, they take AI, they take some sort of a solution, and they'll say, all right, let's try to eliminate this process, or let's try to solve this tool using this one AI thing. Well, really, you want to start with maybe like a human level task or some sort of workflow, and then scale up into, well, how many tools can we get rid of by implementing this AI? And then slowly work your way up into implementing it at a large scale. Oftentimes people say, oh my God, we had a client recently. We were doing a tech audit, and we said, so what kind of tech do you guys use for your finances on your company? They go, we don't have any. I was like, that's wild. So you guys just like use handwritten sheets? And they go, no, we're gonna use AI. That's bonkers, man. What do you mean? What is that, like AI on top of what? No, just AI. We're gonna use AI to manage our finances. I'm like, I don't think you know what AI is. I don't think you know how it works. And I'm glad that we're here. So, with this, AI is only as useful as the technology that you integrate it into. And it's only as useful as the human element that is interacting with it, right? And that goes back to like being able to prompt, understanding how AI works, and ultimately understanding what you want the AI to produce at the end of the day. So what this is essentially going to drive us towards, and the reason why I'm here, the ultimate purpose of my talk today, is human-centric technology. And so what we're focused on at Projection is eliminating all the gobbledygook so we can get down to having more human-centric conversations and being able to connect more. Projection has, on average, 45 to 55 team members, completely US-based, remote, and it doesn't feel like it, because a lot of the aspects of our culture is around connecting. The way that we run meetings, the way that we communicate, and the technology that we use actually allows us to connect better given the distance. And so we're looking to implement AI in a various amount of ways in order for us to pull us closer and to connect more, not to eliminate each other. Cool. Framework. Here's a framework. Main takeaway here, and we're going to talk about this one. Foundation, infrastructure, superstructure, and innovation. This is what we pitched. Alex was there for the pitch to AWS last week, the AI pitch competition that we did. And this is where the analogy that I used was that most people treat AI like a hammer when AI is a toolbox, right? And so when you have a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. But AI is more of a toolbox than it is a just like immediate knee-jerk, solutions reaction. And most of that comes down from the bottom, which is innovation. Most people think, wow, AI is the newest, biggest thing. Let's just innovate. We're going to be innovative. Let's put AI in everything, right? Note takers and emails and everything else. And there are some aspects of our company that I refuse to allow our team members to use AI for, like emailing me. We actually don't use email at all whatsoever, internally, in Projection at all. If a team member emails me, I delete it and then I chat them. Unless if they get an email from me, it's not a good thing. It's usually legal related. So we pride ourselves in focusing on being connected at a human level. And so there are things that if you just throw AI at, it'll create more of a void, right? These super long emails, these super long LinkedIn messages that everyone gets that's like delete, right? Ignore. It's like, that guy's not even there. The guy didn't even read it. He's just like clicking buttons over there. So that's sort of the innovation level where we're very removed and we're just trying to solve a random amount of problems. But my poise to you is to look at AI from ultimately an infrastructure and a foundational level of your organization. So not what can we leverage or what tasks can we replace utilizing AI, but really look at the tech that you're currently sitting on that probably has AI integrated into it. So if your business is built on Google, most likely you have Gemini, you have Notebook LM, there's a whole suite of AI tools that you're literally sitting on that you don't use ChatGPT. Like stop using ChatGPT, use Gemini. You pay for Gemini. You pay for Gemini Pro. Use Gemini Pro. Like yeah, no, you should. You totally should. So, I mean, you should use multiple. But if you're paying, yeah. If you're paying for it, use it at the end of the day. Especially if it's integrated into your tech stack so that you can train your team better on it. I don't know what this goes to because Verenia made this. So I'm assuming it goes to my LinkedIn. Again, shout out to the Global Entrepreneurship Week, Dave Berlin and his crew. Thanks, Dave. Again, my name is Mark Phelan. I'm from Projection. Thank you so much for your time.